On the latest video that I did, that Duck Dynasty commentary that I made, I got this comment. Should I assume you'd shoot up a school because of how you look? What idiotic logic you had in this video. What? How the hell do you even come to that conclusion? You know, unless you're, assuming that all I'm weighing this guy's character up on is how he looks, then, yes, I can see how you could easily come to that conclusion. However, that's not the case. The part of the country that he comes from was part of this equation as well. This guy's coming from the deep rural South. A part of our country that has been racially and religiously intolerant for like 200 years. That's the part of the country the KKK comes from. Now, you made a video about this, the person who sent this comment to me. You made a video about this, and I saw it on your channel. It was like about 3 minutes long, and you expanded upon the point you made here. I'm not judging a book by its cover. I'm not surprised at all that he would say something like this. This is the part of the country where you get religious fanatics who lead up churches who will go and say extreme shit like they should put gays behind electric fences and deny them food so they can't possibly procreate into the society of America anymore. This is the part of our country that when there were race riots going on in the 60s as well, they would just lynch black people in trees and shit. Our country has had a pretty fucked up history, and unfortunately the majority of it has been perpetuated by motherfuckers like this guy. It didn't surprise me he said anything like that, and I was kind of expecting something like this to happen. To assume, oh, you're going to shoot up a school because you dress all in black and, the music you listen to. I mean, for one, you're already in big trouble. Every single time that argument has ever been brought to the table, everyone knows it's been bullshit. Everybody, since the Columbine shit happened, everybody has known that's just a bullshit, failed argument that's regurgitated by the media because they cannot find anything else to scapegoat because they're too afraid to blame incidents of violence among people who look or act a certain way on the shitty parents as opposed to the kids who were just the byproduct of that shitty parenting. And it's really a 50-50 wager between, asshole chemically imbalanced kid and asshole drunkard abusive parents. So, that's a totally different subject, totally different topic. But to sit there and throw a simplistic accusation at me like that, it kind of caught my attention a little bit. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not weighing a book up by its cover. I'm looking at a whole history of actions committed against others from a particular segment of the American population, one that nobody in this country is really proud of its actions against others. Nobody. So, this was not an uneducated statement. Secondly, we're talking about fucking Duck Dynasty here, a fucking stupid-ass TV show about people who literally live in the dregs of society, and by living in the dregs of society have amassed a multi-million-dollar empire. That's fucking insane. How the hell... It's like the Honey Boo Boo shit. Our life is a complete fucking failure. And it's such a failure that you want to sit there and watch the train wreck and pay us to make it even more bloody, fiery, and explosive. That's like the fucking logic behind shows like this. And how they end up on the channels that they end up on, like Discovery and History Channel and the Learning Channel. Learning? Fucking the Learning Channel this shit ends up on? How the fuck does this Honey Boo Boo shit end up on the Learning Channel? It's like it's a complete antonym against anything learning. Trust me, unless you want to learn about how fucking stupid human beings can get and still manage to survive. But anyway, that's my response. You shouldn't fire a presupposition, I should say, like that at somebody. Well, you would want somebody to say this to you. Well, the thing is that with people like this, we don't have a whole history of racism, religious intolerance, homosexual bigotry, homophobic bigotry is a better way to put it. And the guy was comparing gays to people who engaged in bestiality, like a fucking moron. When you come into the public eye, and you garner a celebrity status or a amount of fame or whatever the fuck you want to call it, you should monitor the shit that flies out of your mouth. Because if you offend huge groups of people with the bullshit you're spewing out into the ether, people aren't going to take kindly to that, and you're going to show the world that, yes, I'm an asshole. I can't be protected by the safety net of TV anymore. And that's why I wasn't surprised at all that this guy would say some shit like this. And I've never really watched this TV show except to get context for what everybody was pissed off about. Anyway, that's my video. I'm some guy on the internet. So are you.